doing Aries rising, the Aries vibration people who are very sensitive, by the way. The main reason why I wanted to do this video is to do some kind of therapy for myself, I guess, and I do that, you know, it's good for you to talk to yourself and listen to yourself. That's called being self-reflective. Oh, I wanted to, yeah, talk about, like, so do we need to take a break from that, and, well, see, as you can see, the look and everything fluctuates, and it's really in accordance to mind, I guess, because that state of aliveness it's just always moving, and right, like water, and you never step in the same stream twice. But the truth is you never step in the same stream once. It's just a figure of speech, I guess. You got to pay attention. But see, I'm somebody who, and this is kind of a secret, and really it's a secret that you can get involved with too. It's about wanting things. Abraham Hicks talks about this. And I'm one of these people that always gets what they want, right? They always get what they want. I do. See, but particularly, I think lately I've been very weirded out, confused really, because I ended up wanting something that I can't have. It's not really there for me, available like that in the first place, because it doesn't know what it wants, and so that's where I've been really devastated, kind of, right? Kicking the rocks and acting like I'm a loser, or that, like I have to put a big celebration on that. What I want is to know that I can't have what I want, and I'm sure certainly good at that too. And um, because no, all my life, see, I'm a musician, and that's, to me, it's about your vibrational frequency, right? Tune up if you want something acceptable. Now, is it from people? But really, it's yourself. If at all you're doing music, it's interesting, because there's all kinds of different musics, right? And you don't have to put such rhythm behind it, but that's where, I mean, you lose faith in everybody, really. I mean, I beg to differ that even if there's no drums, right? Of course, it's hard to listen to classical music because it won't have a drum, but the truth is it's very timed with the metronome. A lot going on there, all around it. There's a center. The metronome is the center, see, and I don't know if it's possible to equate something as a song without that center, and the particular scape it is, that it is in and of itself its own unique, like, landscape, which is what I love about music. I need to keep doing that more, and I'm realizing, like, I'm in this. See, I was talking in the beginning about getting out of that role, as what, here on video. I keep it pretty raw, if you noticed. It's interesting, and I think it's better to do that, of course. Especially somebody like me. I'm not trying to be anything else but me, and it's a very unique thing. I need to be completely upfront and open and frank about it. I don't mind that at all, about my entire life. That's what's needed. A lot of times, people will read books, autobiographies of just highly adventurous people, perhaps mischievous at times. No, we're not really getting any people's hair. I mean, it could seem that way, but who is going to not be themselves when you're kind of noticing that, some people are living in that illusion too hard. Getting back to the illusion of who we think we are. Um, you have to be able, we must be able to set ourselves aside and see it as just that possibility unfolding, a character that you're playing, this, because all the world is a stage and you're a character, and if you cannot set the false self aside, I say, and get into the real self, which is the one that can set itself aside and say, wow, this is something that, when you start to take it seriously, I guess you could say, then that's when you are playing the character like you are really thinking you're it, man, and more so than setting it aside sometimes really and saying, well, let's be sane here, and hi, have you eaten yet today, kind of a thing. Really, because what's going on out there? Oh my God, considering that it's a false self and it's not connected to, really, it needs to open its account with reality there every once in a while. That's what the real self is. A lot of people don't know what the gurus of the diapers are talking about with the capital S. And I'm about to drop the dime right now, baby. I'm not going to beat around that bush, pardon the pun. The true self is reality. Let's have a conversation about that. That conversation is called Buddhism. And it's between two very different, diametrically, like, I want to say opposed people, because one is the mind that just thinks that the mind is it. They think that they're more real than reality. They are blinded by the non-self, the false self, which is the mind, who uh, identifies with just a memory. I mean, right off, right? Now, it's just the mechanism of the mind that wants to work things out. It's a problem solving. It wants to solve problems, you see. But it can't do it until it gets the right field of information to work with, which is reality and the truth. That's the problem with kids. I mean, there's where you have narcissism that kind of sticks, is because they get stuck in their mind. They technically get blind that that thing is there, and now their fears are dictating their behaviors even, and that happens because something could have influenced them into it. Other minds who, for the life of them, just for the fake life of them, they will surround that being and stick them into the mind also, and now we're in business. Click in. It's a fucking clique of mental cases. I hate to tell you, because they do not let anybody get inside of their bodies. When they hint at the energetic flow of somebody's now getting free, and it's a big no, and there you're back in your mind again, believing a no and believing a belief. And then it's all about what? People. And that's that's not the truth. See, people are very, very much not really there. Very, very contrary. Because I'm getting back to the real self, who is the real one that is there, that says, opens up into its this moment now and saying, well, I happen to find myself doing this, and I hope, it's only an appearance, really. It's like, well, everybody thinks I'm a raker or a window washer, or I am a whatever that you've made it to that says I am a, especially what you do for money. Babes, see, that's the problem. That thing is liable to take that shit seriously, and now talk about a war, and of course it's holy. Did you see the media on the notes that says, in God we trust? Try, see that, first of all, figure out what that is. And what finds you worthy enough that now you're in trust of it? That's the good question. There's a little beautiful poem that, now we'll switch the word from God to love, that says, at the end it says, when love finds you worthy, it shall guide your course. It's a good thing to talk about in this month of August, where Venus starts out being pummeled with abruptness, and experiencing herself being having to defend herself a lot, right? I mean, look at the Olympics over there. Wow. First of all, it's not just about women. It's about the issues of men and women. Where are they? Why is it allowed that the unconscious mechanism of just what would be in survival mode is the one taking the podium and saying, and now we're going to direct it like this? And it's like, would you get that strong armor out of there? Really, where is their leader? And um, yeah, I don't like to sound biased or any. I've been sounding like that a lot. it's been sensitive all my life, and I'd love to do a autobiography where it's like, no, wait a minute, I don't want to have anything to do with these idiots called men and women. There's a possibility to become purely aware, which is the self that says, what am I doing here? Today I'm wearing, do I particularly like this? I think it's when I have really a lot of confidence that I can wear this kind of plaid and even color. You know what I mean? It's like you're just watching the character, and you're like, whoa, did you see how pure your heart was at that time, and how you went into the character and you did the right thing from beginning to end of that particular part you had to play, and that's not you at the end of the day. In fact, the healthiest people are being able to get into like 75 different roles in one day. And see, there's people that says, oh, that's multiple personality disorder, and it's like, no, we need to clarify that. And I know what that is. There's compartmentalized versions of yourself, and it can pop out, and it happens through trauma bonding and being in trauma. And you can be set that way immediately by being involved with a trauma bond mind control freak that is now getting into undermining your resources, and particularly, let's say, making you fall in love with them and doing love bombing and all this stuff. Thank you for listening. Subject matter that everybody loves, and apparently it is some, because the reason why it looks like that from here on YouTube is because the monitor lets it through. They're like, okay, put it out, let them see it. They want people to, there is benevolent beings that are behind this, believe it or not. God is available through computerization. In fact, yes, because that's what's going to wake us up to a lot of things, and it's not so much the obvious. It's just helping, it's massaging your brain. And that's not good for a lot of people who are completely 100% reliant on the brain. Yeah, it's kind of a strange thing to say, because you can definitely add the body in. There's where the guru is saying, as pure awareness, and you're not your body. You're having an experience of your body. Breathe and really understand that you can't own any of this. That kind of um, giving it away and saying, well, I can't be responsible for any of this now, gives you more of a chance to witness without being so attached and judgmental about whatever comes up. It's amazing, because it is amazing. The life that you are supposed to get into is that life that begins to move in such a divine way. It is beauty. It is real life. And guess what's afraid of it, babes? You're a narcissist. They don't like your freedom. It's just a, a fear that comes natural from not having been awake. It's like this, oh no, don't show me anything new. I can't see that. I don't have any good tools right now on the tightrope that I'm walking called this moment now. I can't be present and watch me dare to gaslight. Watch me become a gaslight itself. You think that I'm being present to you, or more like the truth, but I'm not. And some people you can observe, I mean, it's called a reality check. You're like, okay, so check this out. It's basically as simple as this. You can get the apples together, or your pens, and say, how many is here? We have a language already, and if people are going to deny it, and they can't come up with it, well, I don't know. We can go like this. Can you mimic the sound of this? That's basically a reality check, you see, because you don't have to have a word. Eventually, we'll see how cleanly they are coming towards the table with what it's possible to witness. And I'll say it again now, that because there is a passage from the heart to the mind. I'm sorry, from the heart to the eye, but from the eye to the heart, that does not need to filter through that fucking ghost maker up there, full of shit. That's all it could be, really. It's just a junkyard, and if you're lucky, you are logged into reality, and you're coming clean with the truth in such a way that a child does. A child is just so curious and interested, and the saying goes like this, because, well, talking is something of the mind, and if you're not if it's like I said, that's not together with reality, you don't have a good imagination, you're not going to be able to say anything much to anybody, or that is trustworthy after a while. It's called gaslighting, and you could be doing it accidentally. It's like, oh fuck. Well, good thing that words aren't really reality, see, because the saying goes, kids know the truth. Kids know the truth until they start believing what they're told. I need to get out there. It's getting to be 7:30, and I need to um, feed the chickens, and I'm so grateful for that reorientation to my physical life. It's getting really rocky because I would like more support towards that, right? And I am somebody who does not harbor a bunch of people around me, and that's not real support. You're beginning to spread yourself thin if you're starting to try to please all these people and be something that you can't be for them. I mean, any mind around you, really, any mind, is going to try to make you play the game of the mind and be something that's other than just the piece of reality, which is this moment now. And I can go on and on about this, but like I said, I have a day to get out to, and we'll get more into this. See, it's the way that I heal myself too, because we're getting discombobulated from people that aren't doing their work, and they get stuck in the limitation of memory. And of course, yeah, I'm not a perfect person. See, talk about it. This, what I'm surrounded in. See, if you want to know what memory is, it's just, it is every bit of truth that you're looking at. It's just a memory now. It's the Buddhas say that, oh, it's dead because it's not in the awakened state of realizing that it's coming on and it's becoming, and now I am. After that, it's basically, I mean, really, the only thing that's not dead is your awareness now. Really, I'm everything, every bit of matter, and even, yes, your body. See, it's in a state of a renewal. You have to be aware of the constant renewal. The idea is to die with each breath, and with each breath, make it a death into a new. And do not be the thing that see that you go to somebody's house just to ignore them, yeah, or they come to your house just to ignore you. Get rid of those people because your life is always unfolding now, and if they're believing that they've worked on something in the past enough that brings them into a more superior state than just being aware now, that's false. And if they're of course anxious about, well, there's a future coming and we're going to have a good time then, not now, that's also false also. You, as somebody who can say these precise words in such a way that is very genuine, and you can kind of go around it in many different ways and say, we have forever to talk about this, are a savior to the plague on the earth that is masking itself and just saying, no, we're running because we have a real reason here. And it's like, no, it's not. Congratulations. But yeah, there is a mental institution called the financial. Otherwise, when you get a hold of your creative lives, which has everything to do with reality and logging into the truth and being clean with that, you don't need money. You just need enough people around you that are organized in such a way that says, boy, isn't this fun? They know how to celebrate. They're like, no, this is amazing. And it becomes a tribe of just saying, you start becoming I imagine, yes, no, there is a place. There is. I was taken. There's a tribe on this planet. Maybe there's a way to be as a human being. These are human beings, and they're intergalactic. They are in touch with all and dimensions. What happens is that they are in a state of prayer, though. See, this is the way they protect everything here. It's keeping everything green. There's a certain vibrational frequency that you can tap as just your voice, your heart chakra. All of the colors have these sounds hooked up to them too. And when these people speak, whether they're in outer space or whatever, see, first of all, they don't need to speak. But when they do in physical form here on Earth, it sounds like singing. The men and women don't chatter, and there's not chatter happening. Nobody's confused. If there's confusion, you have to speak and you realign. It's weird. Really, that's what all you're doing is just celebrating, ultimately. And them, they, whoever I'm saying now, but really I was shown something that's where I get my strange language um, display on, and I am channeling that, to tell you the truth. And I learned to honor the off times and the on times or something, and um, I am refining, and I do know the art of my life that is very much that, see, and it's not taught to us, it's awakening within us, and how do we think we get real things, or anything, and see, to block that possibility out, really, what if there is a self-organizing capability of everybody, that it's just like, well, yeah, it's ideal to to keep meditating and encapsulating yourself, not into the mind, but just being purely aware, really knowing that the mind is there and it can take over at any time, and you can't do that. See, the message is for the Aries people is to stay still, and that's including the entire human organism, because that's the I am. Stay still. This means that you're able to pay attention on the level that everything starts moving in slow motion. See, the less aware you are, the more quickly you're going to try to just over things, yeah, you can't let things happen in a flash. Intercept it. No, we do not do that, because the quality of your uh, consideration over it is putrid and disrespectful. And see, it reminds me of Neo. Neo is sitting there going, moving away from the bullets and saying, "That's a stupid way of defending yourself." Hmm. Stay still. This life is not at all what it seems and what you think it means. See, there's where you have, I see where there's structures where it is so dense and thick. Also, they put crystals on top of them, and people would meditate when the best time they say is at night, or for whatever reason. But see, nowadays it's different, because you want to do it in the daytime. You want to become a shrine that says, I am not that world. I am not the world that is so distracted by the mind. That's actually a distracted system over there that says, we give up, we love with the mind. Are you staying busy? Busy doing what? It's a fucking continual disaster out there. We're looking at, why are they cutting the pine trees down to just 25 feet high and leaving it? It's not supposed to happen that way. You're not gardening shit there. And okay, maybe I'm not looking close enough, and there's a couple bird nests that they're staving. Okay, bless you. I know you have to look at things and respect, but I don't know. I've seen too much of it that it's like, no, that's not the way that we do things. That was interesting. That started happening after the C-19 announcement. A lot of things started happening around here after the C-19 announcement. That is like, the new people are in town. Yay, they're shiny and new. And also, yeah, holding the clipboards, and it's still happening. The last amazing, shiny and new thing is the asphalt spills that everybody fell for. Finding out later on that, yep, see, I was the first responder in my neighborhood that said no to them, and then I got mobbed with reaction abuse, and it's still people can care less for me because I'm right? It's like a lifetime now. They're like, we're malignant assholes. It's like, well, I guess I gotta move because I don't want to be around this football game. You know what I mean? Fuck these fucking helmet-wearing, fucking unconscious, hideous fucking people. Hi, support this, thank you. Aren't I nice? Hard to tell who's who. I don't know. After a while, babes, you want to protect yourself. You're coming on to disease or off to disease. To disease, because based on your awareness, really just literally going, excuse me, that was a stupid thing to, where were you, did you even want to, like, even assess from where you're coming from when you say anything at all? Yes. See, and having said that, babes, hey, my last videos that, see, I'm gonna put this on top of the videos that I've been putting up, because it's August 11th, but I've been making videos from August 8th and 9th and 10th on, going through a hard time of something. I'm being going through something. I'm handling it just fine, distraction or not. It's like, I would more have respect for myself. You know what I'm saying? And I see something happening. It's terrible, because now, particularly getting back into the subject matter that you love, as narcissism, they make you have to shoot yourself in the shoulder, because you were, maybe, see, you're too reliant on them. That's why they bug you. Otherwise, you can be there for their handicap and humor it, and you don't let them in on places where, like, well, maybe you were trying to do a process of confluence where you're going to, if it's intimacy, you want to grow from it and get better, but see, they're not able to do that. They are just like anything else. It's a toy. They're like, oh, what's this for a while? And it's your love life. And whoa, oh, sorry, I can't do that. I got to go make money now. And it's like, ah, cool. Sorry, pardon me. Shh. Will you take your time? I almost stabbed myself with that fucking scissors, trying to be what in my movie. And boy, do we have to lick our wounds, and we're not permanently that. We are making a sacrifice, baby. I'm not kidding. God, that's terrible. Wish me luck, babes. I'm a Mars-ruled person, and then Mars is going into its weirdness. It's in Gemini. It's trying to get a lot done in communications, but then see, then we're looking at this astrology, but mainly it's doing the square with Venus, and then Saturn is clenching down on that, and it's like it's almost like that. I'm glad that Saturn is telling the Mars and Venus to just will you stop, because they're probably fighting it at each other's throats. Who are they? Men and women. Sad. I don't want anything to do with those characters. I play pure awareness. Babes, can you guys learn how to meditate? You're missing it. See, you're drawing on a dirty energy field there. Disconnect a little bit and take a deep breath. Right? You're making each other codependent. You think that this is it. The fucking air of understanding is not there. You can't get a breath. That's what codependency is. You're just looking for, as like, are we on the same page? Is the sky blue? And one of them says, kind of to the effect of like, when it's really needed, you really want to know, you're like, oh, sky blue, right? Sky blue. And they're like, maybe. It's like the perfect time. It means your moment of truth has come up. And it could mean a little disconnection, like let's get on the same page so that we don't need each other so much, and just look, the sky is blue. Whether it's that's the same for you and everybody. See, that's the nature of the truth. See, somebody they'll make you argue about that, and it's like, no, actually you're just doing that just to get energy, and you don't tap the truth um, and get energy. That's not what you're doing. You're tapping somebody's nervous endings, body, their field, their template, or their nervous ending is a really, really more real thing to say, because then we're agitating, saying, don't you see? Can't you see? Don't you see? And all you're doing there as a kid, really, it's just a kid going, ah, they love me. And it feels like some kind of energy you're getting, and it's dirty energy. Try going towards the truth more. Then children will be like, you'll see them go, start resonating. They'll come alive. They will start being still, because it's like, it's only confirmation. Yes, there is only one sky here. There's a rock, tree, moon, stars. Truth being the same for everybody. Now, what's the contagion? What's the plague? What keeps us away from our peace? People, the mind. Now, are we going to support each other? See, the thing that money is doing is saying, no, let's keep this agitation going. Let's let's employ it, right? Let's hook it into that you need this, when really it needs to find out the truth about itself. Stop being a blind mind. Stop being blind to the mind. And start doing what you're really supposed to do here. I was talking about it. Your true self is to, pretty soon the whole world would look different if it was a meditative place. It would have different structures. I would beg to differ that it would look a lot more like the ancient day, where those structures are left. They are channeling something so much more enlightened than what the mind is running in fear and being strung out by toilet paper from something that says, yeah, we know better than you, because they do know better about the mind. And see, those structures would look like, for me, I would love to make one. It's just hardly 12 by 12. It's, well, in modern day now, it's silica sand. You can make these structures. They're called earth dome houses, half silica sand, half earth. Made with the rebarb. It's very solid. Professionals can make it for you. It's only $10,000 if you probably 20,000 to hire these people. The scientists, they're hard to find, and it's controversial here because it's a dome that protects you. Domes are much stronger than any other shape. Try to crush an egg with your hand and you can't. Going up against the dome part, and then it's also fireproof. It will fire itself because of the silica sand, like ceramic. It will turn into ceramic. So we're talking about ancient, just sandstone type structures. The thicker you get, though, the more you're away from the EMF waves, which is basically zombies that get up in the morning and they're enslaved to do something because, in fact, they're enslaved to the mind. And what you want is to be the structure that says no, O mane pame hum, O mane pame hum, O mane pame hum, O mane pame hum, O mane pame hum. O mane pame hum, O mane baum hum. Your heart chakra, the chest, is 528. If you can find that 528 hertz, close your eyes and hum that 528 hertz is your heart chakra. It's the Om sound. I love it. See, I'm very much this kind of person. I've been taken away from it, and people are like, money, 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 and fear, 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 and you, and me, and think, and run. And it's like, would you get the fuck out of here? How dare you people disrupt people like me? And no wonder we feel like we have to move. Where do we go? I would like to keep my simple life and nobody else does. They're like, oh, you have a simple life, huh?